Yo, what is up, guys? Anthony from the Scale with Sales team. I'm really fired up right now. I drank a lot of coffee and I put together this guide that, if you understand and implement what I'm about to show you in this video, that it should significantly increase your company's revenue and closing percentage pretty immediately. How do I know that? Because anytime I've taught somebody how to do this, anytime I've came into a company to close and I've done this, they have generated hundreds, even one company, extra millions of dollars without really changing anything. All I do is I teach that sales team how to use financing properly. So what we're going to go over is all the different financing options that you could and probably should have available, okay? How to use them. The only thing that I'm not going to cover in this training is how to present them, how to pitch them, how to, get your client to see, your lead to see that they should go this route. That is what you got to pay me for. That's what's gated. Okay. That is more sales training. Just being upfront with you guys. This, though, is still going to be extremely helpful. So, without further ado, let's dive into it. So, this is a comprehensive guide on how to get financing for your clients, 0% APR credit, buy now, pay later options. If you guys want, I'm going to link this document below here in the description of YouTube. If you want to check out more of what it would look like to work with us, you can watch this video here. Okay, so the first thing is Affirm. Affirm is my go-to. That is my favorite buy now, pay later option to use. It's very, very easy. It's very smooth. The cool thing about a lot of these buy now, pay later options that are available is that people already heard of them, right? It's not some weird financing that you just have set up for your business. No, everybody, most people, I should say, have heard of or used Affirm. Have you ever heard of Affirm? No. They say no. Be like, okay, cool. You just pull up. If you guys can see my screen, can't type. You pull up Affirm. You go to images. You show them a picture. They'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that before. Okay, cool. And now you're back in it. All right. So Affirm is my favorite. I'm going to explain why. Okay. It's a buy now, pay later option. So what does that mean? Your company gets paid now. We get it paid in full. Piffaroni, okay? Your client does not have to pay you in full. They can pay very small payments back to Affirm. It's kind of like a loan. So they get approved for a loan with Affirm. Affirm pays us. They pay Affirm. If they ever miss a payment, default on a payment, you guys keep the money. We still keep the money. It doesn't matter. That's between them and Affirm. Okay, I don't know how long this is going to go on. People are defaulting on Affirm and Klarna left and right. They're going to Coachella. They're buying coaching programs. You want to be on the right side of that transaction, let me tell you, okay? So, very easy. You can get Affirm in your Stripe account. Usually Stripe will shut it down though. So what I like to do is use Affirm through Apple Pay. So if you have Apple Pay enabled as a payment option in your Stripe account or in your WAP account or in your Fanbasis account, those are different payment processors, right? What will happen is they will pick Apple Pay. Their Apple Pay wallet will pop up. There will be an option, a button that says other cards and pay later options. You can hit Affirm, you can hit Klarna. Hit Affirm, set up, very easy. It plugs in their info. They don't really have to put too much private info in there. It will tell you whether or not they're approved very quick, very early on the application, which is a lot different from Klarna. Klarna, they don't tell you if you're approved until the very end after they get social, bank details, all that. It's a much longer, tedious process, and in my opinion, less approval rate. So Affirm's really good. So typically, if they have good credit, I'll give it a shot, 650 and up, usually 640 and up sometimes, depending on what your ticket size is. Okay. If they have good credit, they will not actually have to put a down payment for 30 days. So they can come in, get access to your material 30 days for free. Okay. You get paid upfront in full. They have 30 days to come up with the money for that first payment. And I mean, they have payment options that are very low. I sell a 5K offer. One of the things I'm doing, payments 240, 250 a month. If you're selling a biz op, you're selling something that teaches people how to make money, right? Yeah, you got 30 days. Come up with 200 bucks. Come up with 300 bucks. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, there's some interest. Oh, okay. Big deal, right? No prepayment penalties on this stuff. Okay? Yeah, there's interest built in, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day if they're getting access and they're going in the direction they want to go in, okay? So Affirm. You could try this on your phone, pay for something with Apple Pay, pay for something with your Apple Wallet, see how it's set up, go in there, okay? So you guys can read this, check out some more of this stuff on your own. That's my go-to. Get it set up. Stripe, WAP, whatever you need to do. Klarna and Afterpay, buy now, pay later alternatives. They're pretty much the same thing as Affirm, okay? Klarna, I haven't gotten as great results with in terms of approvals. Payments are very similar. They actually lowered their interest rates. Payments are sometimes a teeny bit cheaper than Affirm, but I'm talking like a few dollars, nothing crazy. Okay. I don't do Klarna on Apple Pay. If you do Klarna on Apple Pay, it's only a 4Pay. So you have to do it through Stripe or through WAP or through your payment processor. If you want help getting set up on one of these payment processors, you can hit me up. Okay. I will connect you with owners of these payment processors so you can get set up with all the proper benefits immediately and not have to wait or get approved or things like that. I am connected to all these guys. I will connect you. Okay. Afterpay's the same thing. Afterpay's maximum amount's a little bit lower, right? You can see here Klarna's maximum amount is 10K. Afterpay's maximum amount is 4K. So the deal is, I go Affirm, I do Klarna then, you know, I'm really only trying Affirm or Klarna. If they don't get approved for those, I mean, they're not going to get approved for anything else really at the end of the day. So 640, 650 credit score, that's what we're looking like. If they already have Affirm or Klarna, they can actually check their spending power to see how much they can actually get approved for. Okay. And guys, other thing, let's say you're selling a 5K offer. Affirm might only approve somebody for 2,500. Or it might say, hey, you need to put a down payment of $2,000 to get approved for this 5K. Well, all I'll do is I'll go back in and just get them an approvement for 2K, and then I'll just do an in-house payment plan for them to pay off the rest of their tuition. Don't be a stunad. Figure it out. Do the math. Simple math. Okay. Zip, not really super useful in my opinion. Other option can get somebody approved for typically like 1 to 2 grand. I've only seen this available on Fanbasis. I could connect you guys with Fanbasis if you want. That's a payment processor. They're super cool. The fees are really, low. I'm connected with them. They'll get you set up the right way, but way lower credit score, you know, as low as 470. So, if your program's like 1 or 2K, I mean, they can do this. The problem with this is Zip, from my experience, they want like bi-weekly payments. So the payments are usually like too much for somebody because at the end of the day, you're really only doing this stuff for people that are broke, right? But if you're selling fitness, you're selling something that's like 900 bucks, 900 buck PIF, $1,500 PIF, it makes sense to have this. All right. Now, if somebody has really good credit and they're not into the idea of using Affirm or using Klarna because of the interest, what you can do is get them a 0% interest APR credit card. So what I like to do, you guys can go here to bankrate.com and you can go to credit cards and you can go to best 0% APR cards. All the big banks, everybody knows these banks: Chase, Wells Fargo, Capital One, Discover, Amex, right? They offer cards where there is a 0% introductory period, meaning when you open the card, there's 0% interest for the first 15 months. So if somebody has good credit, you can get them approved for one of these cards. They will not have any interest for 15 months. So that means if it's a 5 grand program, they can now make even payments of 15 months, or they can start by just paying the minimum monthly payment, which would be a lot cheaper than that, probably like 50 to 100 bucks if they put 5 Gs down. And then as they start making more money, or as they get more money, and their situation improves, they can just pay this off faster. This is really, really good, really advantageous. Cons to this is they might not get the card. They might not get a virtual card. They might have to get the card in the mail, right? So you might be in limbo, them getting approved for 5, 10. I've even gotten somebody approved for 20 grand on one of these cards, and they get approved and you don't close them right then and there because they didn't actually get the card. They have to receive it in the mail. Not all the banks offer a virtual card. So you have to be willing to play that game and know that. Okay. What I like to do in those situations is still onboard somebody to see if they're committed. And then as soon as they get the card, just get the payment in. But that's a personal preference. I like to get commitment. You can read more about that here. You guys have to be the most financially literate people on the call. That's really what it comes down to. But I'm showing you need to have all these options. They have 0% business cards if you're selling higher level stuff for people that have LLCs already, right? They can get 0% interest business credit cards, which is really, really good because the rewards on all of those are typically crazy. They get crazy cash back, same benefits, okay? Same deal. You can go to bankrate.com and check all of these out. You can read more about this here. There's PayPal. Now, PayPal is for people that have lower credit scores, like 620, 640. I use this with a lot of younger people. They offer 0% interest for 6 months. So, if I'm hoping to get somebody that's younger that has lower credit approved for at least like a grand, 2, 3 grand, PayPal comes through. They can use that. So check that out. PayPal Credit would recommend getting that set up. And now there's Split It. Now, Split It and from what I've seen, it's only available right now if you have WAP or you have fan basis. I haven't used it a whole lot yet because the thing is, like, if somebody's broke, they don't have any other ways to pay, which is why they need financing. For Split It, they need to have credit that's already available. So what Split It does, it's pretty unique. Let's say your program for Easy Math is 10 grand. Let's say they have a credit card that has an available limit of 10 grand. You need to have the full available limit. They can use Split It. And so now next month, instead of them just paying for it with their credit card and it's saying you owe 10 grand and that starts to accrue compound interest, it puts a hold on the credit card, which says this 10 grand will go to the merchant, but it's not going to put the full 10 grand on that card and just compound that in interest. You can break it up into, that 10 grand into 3, 6, 9, or 12-month payments at 0% interest plus a fee to obviously use this, which you probably should include in your purchase price. So it's really good if somebody has credit available and they don't want to use it because they don't want to accrue interest. But if they have the credit available, they also could just pay for your program or your service with their credit card. So it's just another tool to have at the end of the day. I'm going through this stuff quick, but this is just an introduction. If you want to get set up with Split It, some of this stuff, hit me up. I'll get you set up with my payment processor guys. And yeah, so any questions, feel free to shoot me a message if you're interested in booking a call, working with us in regards to improving your own closing ability or in regards of training your sales team on how to use financing properly. Book a call, shoot me a message. Hope you guys, close more deals with this information.